What is going on, everyone? Well, it's been a minute. It's been so busy that I really wanted to, as usual, have more uh, video content up. Just kind of share my story, update you guys on my progress, how everything's going in the photo world. But unfortunately, I have not had the time, and that's actually a pretty good thing. My wife and I set on this new adventure. Talked about it a little bit on social media, of what we're trying to accomplish by the end of the year, how we're going about the rest of the year just to get ourselves introduced into the community. And I just want to kind of really talk about what's been going on. So we set out a goal of 25 shoots by the end of the year. And we set this goal about a month and a half ago. And I thought, well, it's kind of a long shot. We're still getting to know people, still, in that competitive market with even a smaller area. There's still a lot of photographers. So why would they choose me if they don't even know me? So we decided that we were going to really push and try to get 25 shoots by the end of the year. We're doing this on a donation basis, just again, almost as a marketing aspect, really, for people just to get to know us, see our style, and make their decisions for the future of potentially using us for our photography services. So that's kind of been our drive right now, and that has consumed almost all of our additional time now. And we're about, like I said, about a month and a half in at this point, and we're about halfway, just over halfway with bookings, and we've had quite a few shoots, and they've all been super amazing. We're getting to meet some great people, and find some new locations, and just different ideas for shoots and whatnot. So it's been really good. So I just want to kind of talk through kind of how we're going about that. Obviously using social media, right? So power of social media, just getting the word out there, especially when you don't know a lot of people. We're getting ready as well. Send out an email for these last few that we need to fill on a email. Yeah, and this email is actually part of our church and goes out to everyone in the church. So another great resource to use, whether it's your church or maybe it's different organizations that you're involved with, and try to use communication to market, who you are and what you provide. And, situation like this, donation photography, just getting out there, getting our name known. So that's kind of our strategy right now and kind of what we've used. Another aspect that we did that I thought was brilliant, I wish I could say I had the idea, but this was not my idea, but it's really pretty brilliant. It's actually my wife's idea. So we got asked to photograph a family reunion for a local family, and there was about 300 people that were going to be at this family reunion. And we thought, well, that's a great opportunity to jump in and, again, meet a lot of people, talk about our photography and our direction, what we focus on, what type of portraiture we do, and everything of that sort. So my wife developed this little notebook beforehand and had kind of a little bit of a spiel to talk to the people. So the people would walk in the door and they would instantly have to come over. They'd be directed over to us to get their portrait done for the family reunion book that was going to be developed. And when they were checking in, Amanda would give them a spiel of who we are, that we just moved here, just over a year ago, and we've started this venture now in photography. And we really would like the opportunity to use them as, one of the 25 shoots that we've set up for coming into the end of the year. And we gained quite a few on that. Had a few cancellations, but we're rescheduling those ones for the springtime of next year. But I beg to say that at least 8 of our shoots have come from that one event. So great strategy if you're into event photography at all, or somebody has asked you to do an event or a family reunion or whatever it may be. Have somebody there with you to take down names, numbers, contact information that you can reach out to them if they're interested in doing a full, portrait session. So it was absolutely brilliant. I have to continue to thank my wife for her brilliant brain on marketing. So it's been awesome. Kind of the next part here that we were kind of talking through. So is what sets us apart from other photographers in the area. And as we think through what that is right now and what we would like that to be in the future, it really is kind of giving us a little bit more of a plan going forward of what we want to do with this business. How do we want to go? What price points do we want to be at? And what do we really want to focus on? What kind of client base do we want to focus on? So one cool suggestion, again, I wish that I could take credit for this, but I cannot, is the brilliance of my wife, but is having music playing, whether you're indoors or outdoors. But when you're talking to the people on the phone, getting to know them, having that sales call, ask them, what type of music you guys listen to, and that way when you're booking them and you're actually having the session, play some music. Kind of fills that awkward silence as they're going, or maybe you're getting set up because it's an on-site location, whatever it might be. But it kind of relaxes your clients too. So they kind of feel that groundedness to that music that they love. They tend to relax a lot more. They might even kind of play around with each other, maybe dance a little bit. If they have little kids in the shoots, try to get the kids ramped up and get them dancing to the music as well. And it's been awesome. So it's absolutely been awesome. And it kind of, for me personally, puts me at a more relaxed space as well, and reminds me that I'm here to have some fun while I'm doing the photography. So that's a cool thing. If you're not doing it, highly suggest it. Highly suggest working that into your sales calls, or your sales meetings with people as you're trying to book clients as they're interested into you. And I think it provides a lot. It creates a cool atmosphere for them as they're getting their portraits done. Next thing that I want to just touch base on is just kind of how we're going about our sales calls. So again, man, my wife is amazing because she does have experience in this from a prior role. And she is a stay-at-home mom, which is more work than I'll ever do in a lifetime. But she's volunteered to take on sales calls. So that initial call of talking to people, connecting with people, and setting up, bookings, right? So and getting that tentative date set up, tentative locations. What are they looking for? What do they value out of the portrait? Like, what's the reason for the portrait? Is it just to get a photo of the family so they can slap up on Instagram or Facebook, or is it that they really want to have a timeless piece that's going to be hanging up above their mantle, above the fireplace, right? So she's amazing at that. She's very sanguine personality, so she gets along with just about everybody, and so she kind of goes through, gets all the notes, she feeds them to me a week or two before the shoot. I follow up with that client just to solidify everything and go over the details, go over what are they wearing, for attire, where are we shooting, right? Is there going to be walking involved? What kind of shoes are they wearing? This is a huge one, right? Ask the ladies, what type of shoes are you going to be wearing? Because if you're shooting outdoors, and for us, there's a particular place that you have to not really hike, but it's an uphill walk. And some of the other destinations are a little bit higher, so if they're wearing heels, you're probably not going to hit some of those spots, and you got to kind of have that in your head when you're planning that shoot before you get there. So ask them what they're wearing. Give suggestions on colors. If there's a particular color you don't like for me personally, I don't like shooting purple. So I try to have people steer away from the color purple. But that's my personal preference. At the end of the day, it's their shoot. If that's what they want, then so be it. But yeah, so try to give suggestions along the way as far as what to wear. Another huge thing that we always talk about is if they have kids, especially smaller kids, is trying to have food in their bellies about an hour before the actual shoot. Just kind of curb some of that, hangriness. I know if I don't eat an hour before the shoot, I personally get hangry. So kids, I know our kids especially, if we're going to do something, we always make sure they have food in their belly. That way it just prevents some of those breakdowns as well. So, and it usually works out pretty well. Ultimately, in conclusion, just kind of what's been going on is it's just been crazy, and it's amazing. So it's been a lot of late nights, staying up editing photos. It's been a lot of phone calls, a lot of figuring out scheduling. How are we scheduling stuff? Even simple things like linking up me and my wife's calendar. So when she's making a call, she understands or can see what's been scheduled as well as I can see what's been scheduled. If I got to make a phone call with a client, having that on the calendar is critical. We had one particular instance where I didn't put it on the calendar and, you know, I was late to the phone call, right? So, huge thing there, but just getting on the same page with the wife. The other thing I will just say is a lot of us, you know, everybody like myself, you know, started off by just doing all this by myself, right? So my camera is not focusing. But we all kind of started off in the same boat where, you know, we're doing the sales, we're doing the phone calls, we're doing the follow-ups, we're doing the outreach, we're doing the social media posting, we're, you know, doing stuff like this, the vlogs about how everything's going, or maybe behind the scenes or something. So we do a lot of things in order to make, you know, photography successful, right? Making an actual business. And it's worth the push. I'm very blessed that I have my wife that can, you know, that has volunteered to take on this section of the photography to really see where we can push it to. And again, I'm really blessed to have that. So if you don't have that, maybe think about if there's somebody that in your network of other photographers that want to pair up, right, and work together. Or you could hire somebody. I know that eats into the financials a little bit, but there are options out there. Or, you know, like most of us, you just kind of have to grit up. I don't like making the cold calls or even warm calls for that matter, but I had to get started, right? And we made it happen, and now we're at where we're at, and we're, you know, seem to be taking off, which is pretty cool. So, man, this autofocus, not the best in the world, but that's all right. Not doing video work right now, so that's a good thing. Anyways, really, that's been our last month in a nutshell. So I just wanted to throw up a quick video and just update you guys on where we're at. So I'm hoping to do some shorter videos, just ones like this, and just kind of talk a little bit more and do that whole kind of vlogging aspect, or whatever you want to call it. So hope all is well. Please, if you're watching this, you want to follow maybe things that you guys are doing for marketing, maybe, you know, some of the struggles that you've overcome, maybe how you're setting yourself apart, or how you're collaborating with others to really, you know, drive photography and run the business side of it. So it's a new adventure for us. So we're all learning, and I would love to see some comments around what you guys are doing. So please comment below. Please like this video. Please subscribe. So please help me out, and we'll look forward to seeing you later.